I often come to these places to think because, you know, you reflect on your life and it didn't go as you had planned. All good things come from planning, and when you're planning things out for your future and things just keep getting in the way, like obstacles, preventing you from getting from one point to another, you have to stop and reflect on what it is and who they are that prevent you from getting to where you intended to be in your life. And so, in these places that I go, kind of like this place, I look at things, and behind me there's a set of wooden stairs, and I've counted those steps. There's 7 of them. And so I have to ask myself, prior to the world that we currently live in, back in a former day, when people started populating the planet, how did they manage these people? And so I reflect on things using the stairs behind me, the steps, the wooden steps, 7 wooden steps, and I say, if the leaders back in those days were called out by other leaders as they are today, and through the calling of all leaders, they say, we are going to give you a set of orders, and you're to deliver those orders to your people. And we're going to hold you somewhere until your people complete this set of orders. And with that, they release the leader. And they said, I'm going to give you 7 days to deliver these orders up to the most knowledgeable people on your side. And we're not going to allow you to any time to provide them with any sets of any instructions. These are the orders. If they want you released, in 7 years, they'll complete these orders. 7 years is plenty amount of time to complete what we're asking you to do. 7 years. And so the individual leaders went back to their people and they said, they're going to hold me for 7 years until you complete these orders. Because what we're doing here, they're saying, affects other people elsewhere. So here are the orders. I have only 7 days to get back to them, or they're going to come in here and kill you. So here are the orders. I'm going to relinquish myself at the end of 7 days and, complete these orders. And so at the end of the 7 days, the leader who got called up on what his people were doing, that allegedly was affecting all these other people elsewhere, ended up back in the hands of these people who called him up and placed the orders on his head and forced his people to do these things. And then they took him away and locked him up and said he's locked up for 7 years. And then his people turned around and completed the orders, not in 7 years, but in 7 days. Isn't that proof in itself that those people viewed that person who got locked up on a set of orders as their leader? Now, to take those questions even further, if those steps actually represent steps, administrative steps in every proceeding, things that you must take when dealing with people of discord and unruly nature, and you fail to follow the administrative steps that bring you forth into the realm of law, aren't you breaking somebody's orders? And if all things were created by God, then what is it with this world that we currently live in? And if you can't ask a question, then what's the sense of putting a saying out there that says, ask and you shall receive? And if you're asking questions and nobody's there to answer, and somebody later labels you up as crazy because you're asking a question and there's nobody standing there to answer the question, then doesn't it make God part of the whole concept of crazy? You have to start questioning where we are today and how we got here, because it just didn't happen on its own. It's what people do to other people, breaking down them individually in their own homes so they can feel superior in some way when they could never be a leader to begin with, let alone have followers.